Welcome to BUSI 100 video series. This set of videos is going to be referring to the Business Intelligence Project. This is the second of the three main projects due in the class. And the overall topic here, most of these slides you can find in BUSI 100-10. And again, business intelligence is a topic that most of you as either engineering majors or business majors are going to experience in your career. You're going to need to analyze data, whether that's sales data, human resource data, performance data, testing data, whatever it might be. You'll need to understand various statistical techniques to analyze this data. Let me start first with what the data mining process is. And typically what happens is we have a particular business problem or business set of data. In the Business Intelligence Project, what we're going to be looking at is sales data, and we want to ask a series of questions about customer behavior and customer buying patterns. That data is saved inside of what's called a data warehouse, a very large database containing millions and millions of rows of data. In this particular project, we are going to be looking at actual data from Sam's Club, warehouses similar to Costco, and Dillard's department store. There are going to be a series of questions related to both of those. So the data warehouses have already been built out. Your job is to select the data, understand how to analyze the data, interpret the results, step 4 here, and then generate or present output. Apply the results in an output format. And what we're going to be using as a tool in this particular project is Microsoft Excel. So there's some very interesting capabilities within Excel that you probably have not seen before. So again, let me jump down a slide. What we're doing here is we're getting customer data right up here. That's kind of the center block here. That data has already been extracted and placed into the data warehouse. And now we're going to be analyzing it, and we're going to analyze it in what's called an online analytical processing cube, OLAP cube, or what's called a pivot table within Microsoft Excel. In addition to creating the pivot table in Excel, we are also going to be asking you to create a report talking about some of the statistical techniques used in business analysis. So first off, let's go over to Blackboard, and I've got the particular Business Intelligence Project, and you'll see a listing of passwords here. So that each person should be able to log in with their own password. When I've done this project in the past, occasionally the passwords can get frozen out, and if you wait a half hour, then it should work again. So hopefully that won't happen too much with getting the passwords frozen. I'll go through the login steps in a second here. Let me click on the actual assignment here within Blackboard. At the bottom of this is the instructions document, and I've already got that open here, so let's jump over to the Business Intelligence Project instructions. There are 3 deliverables for this particular project. You're going to be creating 2 separate spreadsheets, one for Sam's Club and one for Dillard's department store. Each spreadsheet will contain 5 or 6 tabs, and each tab will basically be a database query. And I'll go through that setup in a second. I'm actually going to drop down towards the end of the instructions and talk a little bit about the research paper component. That's the 3rd deliverable. What I want you to do is to look up and research 2 different statistical modeling techniques that are used in business intelligence. One is called market basket analysis. The other is called clustering technique or hierarchical grouping. just another term for that or name for that. For each of these techniques, I want you to address these issues. What's the goal of the technique? In other words, what's a two-sentence, why do we use this particular technique? Describe how the technique works. Again, I don't need a statistical detailed analysis of it, but generally, how does it work? And then how can you apply it to a specific problem? So ideally, you would take a look at your own concentration, whether that's marketing or financial, whatever, and provide an example of how you could use market basket analysis or clustering techniques to apply to one of your concentrations. Then the last part here is identify a software vendor, and I've got a bunch of links here for different vendors that provide business intelligence software. Review or pick one vendor for each particular technique, the two different techniques, and then provide an overview of how they support that technique. So then at the bottom here, you'll see a general format of the paper. So try to follow this particular paper. It's not meant to be like an English composition essay, which would be one long set of paragraphs. You're going to have sections in your paper, starting with an introduction section about what the paper is going to be about, what the topics will be covered. Then you'll get into market basket analysis, clustering techniques, and go through each one of these 4 bullet items, and then conclude your paper. Also make sure to put in references. When you refer to a particular website or company, make sure you document that. And I assume that you already know how to do citations and references based on previous English composition classes. So that provides an intro of what this assignment is all about. And in the next segment, I'm going to get into the specific step-by-step instructions, beginning here, on how to access the Dillard's and Sam Club's database.